Okay, so I'm fully aware that this video might not look the best, but we are making do with what we have. That does not mean that this video is maybe not one of the most important videos that you will ever watch in your life. And I know that sounds quite intense, but this video is very important because I'm going to be talking about how you, as a woman, can achieve an orgasm. I'm almost like scared to say it out loud because we have such a stigma or taboo in our society around women experiencing pleasure that you're almost like scared someone is gonna overhear you. But that does not mean that that desire to experience this is not there. Now, a lot of us, myself included, have had possible sexual encounters and not achieved orgasm. Or we are not even sure how that really feels. You might think you've had one, but that was just like the little, not even the tip of the iceberg, the little precursor to what it really is. Because in order to really experience one during sex, whether that is with another woman or a man, I feel like it is important, if not necessary, to be able to achieve one by ourselves, because we need to know what turns us on, how does our body respond to touch, to stimulation, and all of these things. And if we are not able to give that to ourselves, how can we expect someone else to be able to provide us that pleasure? Because ultimately, our body is our domain, our body is our home, and our body is our source of pleasure. So is there not anything more empowering than being able to provide ourselves with that pleasure? Now, I do believe that every single woman out there is able to have multiple orgasms. And that doesn't mean just multiple over the course of your lifetime. I do mean that during masturbation or sex, you are able to achieve more than one orgasm during that session, during that time period. Now, a lot of reasons that we as women struggle to do that is because of certain energetic or mental blockages put in place by society or ourselves that restrain our sexual energy and our perception of ourselves and prevent us from doing so. Now, that is a very intense topic that I would like to explore a little bit further in a video that I will be coming out with on my channel soon, so keep an eye out for that. But today I kind of want to go into the mechanics. So whether you are a woman watching this, wanting to experience it yourself, or a man who is hoping to provide this for women, I think it doesn't matter who you are, you can learn something from this video. Now, why would we want to experience an orgasm? I think is the first question that we want to answer here. And you might have a lot of different opinions on that, a lot of different reasons, but I do think it comes down to experiencing pleasure. And pleasure is a true state of ourselves. There's nothing separate from us and that pleasure. We are all one with that pleasure. So you have to first accept that that is already inside of you. You just want to activate it somehow. And sexual energy in itself is a very spiritual energy. There's nothing like sexuality and spirituality that is separate. It is oneness. And sex and sexual energy can be used as a tool to experience that oneness. So there is nothing bad or sinful about experiencing, exploring your own body, your own senses. So if we want to use this sexual energy, our most basic energy, our most basic nature as humans, to advance our spirituality, then we need to first know how to harness that energy. So I'm going to be going through this step by step, and you let me know at the end of the video if you had an orgasm. Yeah? Deal? So the first thing that you want to do is you want to turn yourself on. Now, just as it is difficult to experience an orgasm during sex if there's no foreplay, the same is when we play with ourselves. So you have to think, what turns you on? Maybe you don't even know what turns you on. So you want to do things that put you in the right state of mind. Maybe have a nice bath, a nice shower, do something that relaxes you. And then you dress up for yourself. There is no shame in wearing some nice lingerie for yourself. There's no reason why you should only be doing that for a partner. You should turn yourself on. Do everything that you would do for a partner for yourself. Light those candles, put on some clean sheets on your bed, something that's beautiful, put some music on, maybe wear some makeup, do your hair if that feels good for you. Do things that make you feel beautiful. Now, something that I personally think is great is looking at yourself in the mirror. You can do this naked or in your underwear or fully clothed, however you feel comfortable, and admire your body. Admire everything about you that makes you unique, that makes you feel beautiful. Now, it doesn't have to be that you are stick thin and blah 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 blah. We are focusing on our own unique beauty. Do you have beautiful eyes? Do you have beautiful hair? Do you like the curve of your shoulder? Do you like the curve of your breast or your butt? Find the things that you find attractive and sexually stimulating about yourselves, because we are all sexual creatures. Look at yourself and identify the things about you that turn you on, the things about you that make you wet, things about you that you're like, that is hot, because I promise you there are things about you that you like. And it's okay to admit to ourselves, I like my boobs, I like my ass, I like this, I like that. It is sexy, it is hot, because it is. Own that. Now, when we feel like we are ready to start the actual masturbation process, I don't know if that will get censored here on YouTube, you can lay down. I feel like that's especially if you want to achieve orgasm, I'm going to tell you the easiest way to do that. You want to lay down on your back, make sure that you're nice and comfortable, and then you can bring your knees up, kind of, I don't know if you can see how I'm sitting now, but kind of like that your feet are on the ground, your knees are up, and your legs are spread apart, so that you can have enough space to get in there. The same as you would if you had a partner that was laying on top of you during sex. You want to spread your legs out and create that space. Now, there's no shame talking about this. Then you want to proceed with touching yourself. You can first maybe touch your shoulders, touch your breasts. It's okay. You can touch your nipples. All of these are zones in the body that is linked ultimately with your vulva, with your clitoris. So touching these areas will turn you on, even if you maybe don't feel turned on already. You can touch your neck. And I find that the softer and more gently we touch ourselves, the more arousing it is. Of course, there's something to be said about it being rough and kind of needy, but when we want to pleasure our bodies, we can take our time. We can softly touch and stroke our arms, stroke our neck, over the chest, over the breast, down your stomach, maybe over the legs, then the inner thighs, and then when you are ready, you can bring either both hands or one hand to your vulva. Now, a lot of us, when we first start touching and exploring our bodies, we don't even know what we should be touching, what feels good. Now, what I'm going to introduce you to is your clitoris. You've maybe heard about it, but do you know where it is? I think Some of us do, but there is no shame in not knowing. So when you feel yourself, you can feel like right there in the middle, like is the top, kind of feels like a little rosebud, a little bud, and that is your clitoral hood. So your clitoris is kind of resting under the skin that comes over it, and you want to stimulate right there. So if this is your clitoris, you kind of want to make sure that you have some sort of lubrication, because it's okay if your body is naturally not wet already. That is completely normal. So you can use some coconut oil, even honestly coconut oil is honestly the best, even your own spit. Yeah, just use something that makes it a little bit wet and lubricated. So if you don't have anything, you just can spit onto your fingers, and you can kind of begin stroking yourself like this over the clitoris. So if this is the top of the clitoral hood, you kind of want to touch above it at first. You can go all the way around. If this is your vagina, you can go around. You can maybe put your fingers in a bit. If that is nice for you, you can touch around. You kind of want to focus most of your energy, attention here at the top, right above or around the clitoris and the clitoral hood. Now, a lot of people do that and they're still not able to achieve orgasm, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. It's because you are not siphoning your energy up. And what do I mean by that? I mean that when you are masturbating, when you are trying to achieve orgasm, that is extremely difficult if you don't activate your pelvic floor muscles. So your pelvic floor muscles are the muscles that keep you from urinating yourself. That's the easiest way to kind of activate them. If you imagine, oh, I'm gonna urinate on myself, I have to stop myself. Those muscles, you feel them? Stopping urination, those are your pelvic floor muscles. Now, they are also the muscles that tighten the vagina and also the rectum. All of them are kind of connected. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to pull those muscles up and in as tight as far up as you can go. And you will find that when you are stimulating yourself and you pull those muscles up simultaneously, it's like the energy from the stimulation doesn't dissipate, because when we are creating this energy and we feel like it's not going anywhere, it is because we're basically breathing that energy out. We're letting it kind of like fall back out of ourselves instead of building, because we want to build to the climax. In order to get to the climax, we have to create more energy, not just relaxing and letting it basically fall out of us. So you're going to want to always activate those muscles up and in as tight as you can. It doesn't have to hurt, but you will find that with practice they get very strong. So you're gonna, while pulling those muscles up and in, can stimulate the top of the clitoris. You can take your time, you can do it softly, go a bit faster. Anything that feels good for you. Remember the muscles, don't let go of the muscles. Especially over time, when you notice the energy is building and building, there is almost this sense, or maybe this is what we feel like we have to do, to like relax into it. Don't relax into it. Pull the muscles up, especially when you feel that like it's building. Pull the muscles up tighter, building. And when you feel something starting to happen, kind of like a electric kick, I think the first reaction is oftentimes we take our hand off. Oh, that was my orgasm. No, you're just getting started. That was not an orgasm yet. You keep going. You let the energy surge through you, and it's gonna come like in waves. That's how you know you're having an actual orgasm. It's not like and then it's over. No, it is kind of like you have to ride the wave. Something like 9 contractions that you're having, like right after each other. It's like, so it's building, it goes like, kind of comes over you. Don't stop touching yourself. You keep touching yourself until And even then, now you had your first orgasm. Congratulations. Are you gonna relax those muscles? Not yet. You pull them up, and what do? You keep touching yourself, especially you touch yourself throughout the orgasm. Throughout the entire orgasm, you keep stimulating. You keep pulling those muscles up. Now the orgasm is over. Are we gonna stop? No, we continue. And what you will find is that the second orgasm, if you continue, will come 30 seconds to 1 minute, maybe 5 minutes. But if you continue through the orgasm, pulling the muscles up and continue the stimulation, and you don't stop the moment that you that your orgasm is over, you will find that the next one comes relatively fast. I will say 30 seconds to 1 minute. So you continue. Now the second orgasm comes. What do? Exactly the same thing. You ride that wave. You pull the muscles even tighter, and you keep stimulating. This orgasm, oftentimes I find with multiple orgasms, it can be that the first one is kind of very big and the ones that come after are smaller, but they are almost even nicer in a way, because now you're like, I can do this, I can pleasure myself, and you have confidence in yourself. And how many orgasms can you have? That is the question, and I honestly cannot answer for you, because doing exactly what I just described to you, I have experienced over 40 orgasms, and it's not like, oh, something happened and I was not able to orgasm another time. It's just that I was tired. So I cannot answer to you how many orgasms can you have. It is about being comfortable in your body, comfortable in the exploration of it, and getting to know yourself. Don't be afraid to, while you're ass-wigging, touching maybe with one hand your breasts, your nipples, maybe putting it, if your breasts are big enough or you're able to do that, like licking your one nipple or putting it in your mouth softly and like biting or sucking on it. Or if you want to open this up to anyone else who's kind of helping you or assisting you in this process, oh, that's so fun. If they could play with your breasts while you touch yourself, that's also a great way to kind of push you over that threshold, because you will find that once you become more comfortable in your body, that especially nipple stimulation is very good for like helping you get kind of, I want to say over the threshold, like over the edge. It pushes you that tiny bit that you oftentimes lack. Now, of course, there is a lot of sex toys on the market, and all of those things are great. I'm in favor of women exploring their bodies in any way that feels nice to them, but there is a certain power, certain fulfillment that comes with knowing that you are able to give and provide yourself so much pleasure just using your own hands, just using your own body. So I urge you to try that out. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below if there's any aspects of this that I should go into more detail in. And I hope that watching this, one of you was able to come for the first time. That would make me so happy, because there's nothing more amazing than being able to pleasure ourselves and allowing ourselves to enjoy that pleasure. So with that being said, I hope that I said everything as well as I could. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.